Let me make one final plea, Mr. President. Millions have put their trust in you. And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God. In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals. They may not be citizens or have the proper documentation, but the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara, and temples. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away, and that you help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own lands to find compassion and welcome here. Our God teaches us that we are to be merciful to the stranger, for we were all once strangers in this land.
That immigration to Israel used to be from a different country, and that immigrants should be treated with kindness. One such verse is, "You shall not wrong a stranger or oppress him, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt." Exodus chapter 22, verse 21. This verse reminds the Israelites of their own experience as immigrants in Egypt and instructs them to treat foreigners with compassion and respect. It suggests that God expects His people to be welcoming and hospitable to those who have come from other lands. Other verses that support this idea include, "When a stranger sojourns with you in your land, you shall not do him wrong. You shall treat the stranger who sojourns with you as the native among you, and you shall love him as yourself, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God." Leviticus chapter 19, verses 33 to 34. "You shall not oppress a stranger, for you know the heart of a stranger, because you were strangers in the land of Egypt." Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 19. These verses demonstrate that the Bible has a long history of advocating for the humane treatment of immigrants. They remind us that we are all God's children, regardless of where we come from, and that we should treat each other with love and respect.